Hi, I'm Advik Shetty,
Hi, my name is Justina Jibin,
and I topped the Trinity Communication Grade 8 exam for 2024.
and I topped the Grade 8 Trinity Communication Skills exam in 2024. I would say that when I first started, although I had the ability to express myself, I was a lot more scripted and structured. It was almost I think as though I needed preparation in order to be fully ready. But over time, with all the experiences I've had, ranging from Trinity preparation to various MUNs and debates, I've become a lot more comfortable and confident with being spontaneous and intentional. I also think now I focus a lot more on not just what I'm saying, but how I'm saying it as well, whether it's gestures or expressions. Now I think I'm a lot more comfortable without a script. What about you?
Yeah, so I think it's kind of the same thing with me. Originally I thought when you're communicating, you're supposed to be super uptight, and there's there's a very formal way that you're supposed to deliver. But I feel as I've gone through these exams and learned more, I've kind of realized that it's more about just speaking in your own authentic way, as opposed to just following a script, speaking with a completely clear tone of voice. There's an authentic way that everyone speaks, and that's kind of important to keep.
I would say that communication is not just about saying things, but it's about making sure that whatever you say actually gets through to people. It's extremely easy to sound polished and formal, but to make sure that whatever you're saying actually lands and gets through to people and actually captures the attention of people, I think that's the real challenge. Communication is not just about, putting a couple of paragraphs and sentences together, but it's about how you say it, whether it's gestures, expressions, your pacing, emphasis, all of that. I think that's what makes a good communicator.
Yeah, and I think something else that's important is kind of reading the room, right? So if I'm speaking to a whole crowd of people, there's obviously a way that you're going to speak, right? You're going to have throw your voice, you're going to have for the most part pretty formal language. But if you're still just speaking to a smaller team of people, there's a different way you approach that, right? So I think that's another thing that I've learned through these examinations and just from taking classes and things like that. It's that there is a range to it. I feel in general there's a lot of pitches that I do sometimes, and so that's been super helpful, just being able to know how to communicate effectively to an audience, how to modulate your voice, how to make sure that you're paying attention to an audience without staring them deep in the eye and scaring them. So there's a lot of ways in just real world situations where having these examinations and these classes have helped a lot. I think another thing that it's helped a lot with outside of pitches is just general communication, which I mean it sounds obvious, but when you're speaking to a team and things like that, these classes kind of help you learn a lot about how to not only communicate to people, but how to listen and how to make sure that what you're saying is suited for that audience.
I actually do a couple of MUNs and debates, so my training has definitely helped me for that. I've chaired a couple of committees and also training delegates and helping them write their speeches and frame their POIs and stuff like that. My training has really helped with that. And also another thing I've noticed is I'm able to write speeches and debates without the use of AI tools. So I think that's a huge thing that Trinity has taught me. And like you said, another thing is, reading the room and actually listening to people. So I think another thing that Trinity taught me is a major part of communication is listening. So I think that's really important.
I honestly did not expect the news at all. When I got the email, I was like, wait, sorry, what does this say? And then I kept reading it and I was it was just whoa, what, really? And I remembered when we got the grade back, the instructor that I had told me that it was one of the highest they had seen in a while, but I still didn't really think much of it. I was just okay, that's cool. Wow, I did that. That's awesome. And then the news came that I was a topper, and I was wow, okay, wait, hold on, what? So yeah, it was kind of just a surprise, I guess. I did not expect it.
Yeah, I think same for me. I was extremely surprised. I've been doing Trinity for almost 6-7 years. I started when I was like 11, 12. So being able to commence that journey on a high note has been really amazing. And when I got the news, I remember I was like sleeping and my mom had like woken me up. So like waking up to that news, I couldn't believe it. But yeah, it's been pretty amazing. I'm hoping that I can take this journey forward. I've already, like, as I mentioned, I've trained delegates and I've trained, even friends. I've helped them with their speeches. So I'd like to take my Trinity journey forward and actually use it for good. I'm hoping, in college I can work in economics. So I think in a field like that, people skills and communication skills are extremely important. So that is something, that's somewhere I see my skills and my training for Trinity actually coming to use.
Yeah, so it's kind of the same thing with me as well. Like there are clubs at school that I'm trying to teach at, and that's something that I want to continue even outside of high school. Like if I go into college and just in general, I like the whole idea of like using your voice to try and bring people together. Then I kind of touched on this before, but with like the career that I want to take, again, it's a lot about teamwork and like, working with other people. So I kind of want to use my voice to keep, getting a team going together. And that's kind of what I want to do next in terms of like just communication in general. So, hi, my name's Advik.
Hi, my name is Justina.
Please join me at the Achievement Gala Toppers Award.